McLaughlin, just paint as rosy a picture as you can. Yeah, well, tell me something I don't know. Peter, just do your normal tap dance. That's what you're paid for. PR guys, who needs them?
Problems with the press, yeah?
Problems with our results. If I don't get a miracle in the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be the first CEO of Softex to announce a drop in profits.
Man, you've only just taken over.
Are you saying I should blame my predecessor?
Well,
we already done that. The PR gloss went out that David left the group with no new ideas, no new products, and no successes in the pipeline.
Well, that's kind of harsh, isn't it?
Harsh? Tell me what I'm going to say to the piranhas at the results announcement.
Well, it's Redware.
Redware? Don't make me laugh.
Look, the launch for AS400 is timed for the same day as the group results. I honestly believe this is going to be a runaway success.
It needs to be the way you guys spend money.
Come on, trust me.
Trust you? Like we trusted you over in Mexico? There's so much red ink over there, we had to send over new biros.
Now, wait a minute. Mexico's shown a profit for the past 5 years.
History, John. I'm not interested in history. As far as I'm concerned, day one started the day I took over here. The share price was 305. Today it's 295. When they look at this, it's going to drop another 20.
In the long term, the stock will bounce back.
There is no long term in the software business. I'll be lucky if I last 5 years in this job.
Oh, ridiculous. Look at your age.
5 years tops. Then I'll be stabbed in the back by another whiz kid. I'm under no illusions.
It doesn't have to be that way.
You know, that's what I love about you, John. Your belief in the goodness of humanity. That's why you're not sitting in this chair.
Maybe. Anyway, the reason I'm here is to talk about Mexico.
What about it?
Well, I need to go back and see what's going on with my own eyes. The figures only tell half the story. I need to see how the team is functioning.
Dysfunctioning?
Whatever. Means I'm going to leave Redware for 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, go to Mexico. Things can't get any worse.
Well, I'll call a staff meeting later on. I'll fly out tonight.
You think they can manage without you?
Well, with me out of here, it'll give me a chance to let go of the reins. It'll be interesting to see how they cope.
Susan?
What is it, Bob? I'm busy.
No, I just want to do you a favour, that's all.
A favour?
Yeah, of a financial nature.
Well, that'll be the day.
No. Listen. You remember how you placed a sizable bet on a certain member of the management team getting the top job? Shall we say one of the outsiders?
That's your opinion.
Well, I hate to see people losing money, so I wondered if you wanted to place a side bet on one of the other contenders.
No, thanks, Bob. Somehow, your schemes always end up profiting you. Anyway, I've already made up my mind.
Yeah, but that was before Harry turned up.
Harry Howell?
Yeah, our new marketing director.
I know who he is. I'm just surprised you think he's in the running. He's only been here 5 minutes.
Well, that's got to shorten his odds straight away.
What do you mean?
Well, a new broom sweeps cleanest.
Bob, you wouldn't know a new broom if it hit you between the eyes.
I take it that's a no, then.
You betcha.
Okay. So, it's 0 minus 4 weeks. Not a lot of time.
I know.
But enough. This launch is gonna knock the socks off anything Redware has done before.
Right.
You know the secret of a good launch, Jenny?
No, I've never been directly involved with one before.
Teamwork and proper project management.
Right.
So, let's get started with our team, shall we?
Fine.
You know the talent around here. Who do you think we should have?
Well, what skills do you need?
First rule, know the enemy. I need someone to check out what the competition is up to. Do some snooping.
How about Susan? She's sharp.
Okay, if you think so, Susan it is. I'll brief her later. Who else? Well, when the agency come up with a concept, we'll need to do some market testing with our key customers. I need someone to drive that forward.
Rebecca. No, she's got her hands full. What about Brenda? I think she's ready for the responsibility.
Whatever. Marketing strategy I'll handle along with the creative execution, but I need someone to implement the plan. Someone to make it all happen.
Well, that's usually Mike's department. You want me to get him in?
Why don't you do it?
Me? I've never done a product launch before.
Yeah, but I bet you've been to a few.
More than I care to remember, some of them.
Well, this is your chance to do better.
Yes, you're right, it is. All right, I'll take it on.
I want you to have full responsibility of logistics, presentation, media, support materials, the whole ball game.
Fine, but what about Mike?
I don't think Mike wants to get involved with booking venues and choosing menus, do you?
No, perhaps not.
And when it comes to the branding and the campaign, then that's my job.
Right, I'll brief Brenda and Susan. But the agency are going to need to get up to speed on the product. We haven't even got a name yet.
No worries. I've already arranged with Lee for them to meet the product development team.
I see. So it's all systems go.
That's right. You're in charge, Jenny. I know that you are going to make a great success of it.
There you go. That should cover the last 3 months.
This is a bit of a record, isn't it, Mike?
What is?
You paying expenses back to the company. We should have this cheque framed.
Yes, thank you very much for your sympathy, Jackie. Just pass it on to accounts.
You're a great one to ask for sympathy.
Oh, look, I'm sorry about last week. How is your mother?
She's old, Mike.
I know how she feels.
Don't talk such rot. Another month and you'll have earned this back and more besides. There's no cure for old age.
Yeah, that's true. It's just I'm going through a rather bruising time, financially speaking.
The divorce settlement.
You know, I naively thought that it would be a simple down-the-middle thing. You know, I get half and Deborah gets the same. It didn't work out like that. We each got a third and the rest went to, lawyers, solicitors, estate agents.
You didn't think it was going to be a picnic, did you?
No, I didn't expect it to be open season on my wallet either. I've had to get rid of the car. Trading down, I think they call it.
Well, at least you still got your job.
Yes, you're right. John will be moving on soon. And with this new launch, there is everything to play for.
Four weeks to go, lads.
No worries. We could ship this baby tomorrow. It's running so sweet.
Aren't we forgetting something?
What? It's gone through trials. AS400 has been officially 100% bug-free for the past 3 weeks. Short of gold plating the whole damn package, I'm running out of things to do with it.
Well, how about a name? We can't release it as the AS400.
Well, why not? I thought it up. You see, it replaces the AS300.
Typical of you software guys. Anybody who knows anything about hardware would know that there's already a computer called the AS400.
Bob, leave the branding to the experts. Harry's marketing agency will be crawling all over it soon. They're bound to come up with a worse name.
Who's briefing them?
Well, I thought you two.
But you always do the briefings yourself. After all, you invented the thing.
I'm too close to it. I think you two will do a better job.
What, both of us?
Each of you are coming at it from a different angle. You'll give them a balanced picture.
Sounds great. Those agencies give fantastic lunches.
I bet the account director's a bit of a babe.
It's a bloke, actually, Bob. Harry introduced him to me.
Just our luck.
But he has invited us to go karting with them after the launch.
I'll have a bit of that.
You're going to have to earn it, though. The potential of this product is huge. So do a good job for me.
No, I still can't believe you're letting us handle this.
It's called empowerment. You achieve more by letting go.
Eh?
Have a look at this. When I first saw this case study, it made me realise there's more to empowerment than delegation. Empowerment is about giving people power, not just tasks.
The idea of empowering the workforce is a trend you might expect to find in California, rather than in Clwyd in North Wales. But that's where Margaret Carter and the Patchwork Traditional Food Company are living the dream. Patchwork produce a traditional range of pâtés and other foods made with fresh ingredients to original recipes. They're targeted at a niche market. As the business developed, Margaret Carter needed to be out on the road more and more, promoting her products. This meant a complete change in the way the factory was run.
One of the main things about the philosophy of the company is that it's a self-directed team, and this means that everybody is empowered to make their own decisions and be in control of their day and their working environment.
Well, the first reaction was, I said to her, where did you come up with the idea? Like, have you read it in some book or other, or have you seen another company doing it? And she said, I've just thought of it myself.
I just knew that I didn't need them to answer to an office for what they needed to do, because as a team they already knew exactly and better than anybody else what they could do and what needed doing. But their first reaction was yes, but fear, obviously, because suddenly they didn't have anybody else to blame but themselves, so that needed to be spoken about.
Once the team had got over their initial doubts, they tried to make it work. They knew their job, but in the day-to-day running of the factory, they felt they needed someone who could take an overview.
If we get somebody else here now to help us, what about the other jobs that need doing? I mean, there's a cooker needs cleaning and all that other work there needs finishing, so we're going to have to leave some there, aren't we? So,
can't we all just do this first and then do that later, after? Because this needs, while this is cooling down...
come to this side?
Yeah, while this is cooling down, we can be getting on with that after.
Yeah, that's a good idea, yeah. That's a good idea.
I'll go tell them then. Don't let them know.
OK then, Tracy, I'll get on. I think they all see me as being a supervisor, but we don't use those sort of terms. I'm like a team leader. I'm there for anybody to come to me if they need advice or they need help with their job, and I'm there to sort of train in the new members that come to work with us. I'm just there if they need me, really, like a mother.
The team run the factory free from management interference. They're responsible for ordering stock and recruiting staff, and they decide their own working hours and holidays. Every morning they get together to talk about what they've got to do that day.
They messed up with the onions, so we haven't got any tomato peel, so...
Going to try and bring 20 sacks Monday morning.
There's everybody on the onions on Monday morning. Still what you need to do, but we just put that Monday. Some of us enjoy taking on the responsibilities, but there are a few that haven't sort of got quite into that yet. It's early days, but they will get it eventually. I think they're just slightly frightened, but they do it gradually, and they're all picking it up a little bit at a time, and I think responsibility will come to them quite easily after a length of time.
It works very well because we all have a sense of what needs doing now and when it needs doing.
It's more enjoyable because you get more job satisfaction out of being involved in everything yourself.
Everybody knows what everybody else are doing and what you've got to do, and it's much nicer.
I wouldn't have implemented a self-directed team if I didn't trust fully the people in the team, which is one of the most important factors. The main upside of all of this is there's a really happy team. I believe that things like that, happiness in a team, goes right through the product, goes through to the customers, and it definitely goes through to all our suppliers. So for me, I can go home or be in my other office, which I have from home, and I then develop new products to take the company forward.
Margaret Carter has certainly achieved that. She's found new markets and increased sales by 25% this year, providing job security for the team. It's also enabled her to spend time developing new recipes with team member Jenny.
We've got to... well, I was just doing the chicken one, and I thought we'd separate out the chicken from the liver in this, and put the chicken at the end and just whack it quickly so that...
Do you think it's time now that the others are cooler, if we had an idea what it was like? I like the colour of that red one, because I think commercially it's a better colour than the orange one. So I think the orange is very vegetarian and very pale, wasn't it?
Letting go can make an enormous difference to a business, but you have to commit to it 100%.
You have to genuinely and completely let go, not half-heartedly and not pretending that you're letting go, because it won't work. And I think a toast and cheers to letting go. Here's to letting go.
Oh, Harry, you got a second?
Sure.
Just wonder when you're going to brief the agencies?
Agencies?
Yeah. We agreed that you were going to give the brief for the launch campaign to a couple of agencies.
Oh, yeah, it's done. I spoke to Brad last week. He's coming in to get all the gen from the Boffins. I think that briefing one company is enough.
Yeah, but what about Waterston, Simpson and Bradcock? I mean, they realise that they've got a tender for the business this time around, but I think it's only fair that they get a crack at it.
Mike, I thought we agreed we were going to go up market for this launch, get a top 10 agency in.
No, that was your preference. This outfit know us and our product. Besides which, they are excellent value for money.
Mike, I really do not think the money is the issue here. I mean, I'd rather have an expensive campaign that works than a cheap one that bombs.
Oh, sure. It's just that I was talking to Matt the other day, and he agreed that we needed a team who could hit the ground running. Time's not on our side. A new agency means a new learning curve.
You spoke to Matt Davis about this?
Among other things.
Okay. I'll send them the brief.
Thank you.
But they're going to have to be pretty damn good to beat Brad's team. He's putting his top creative talent on the job.
Then may the best man win.
Sure.
The advance of information technology is changing the way businesses are organised and forcing managers to let go. At the Chiat Day advertising agency in New York, the staff can pick up a laptop and mobile phone and can come and go as they like. But how do you know your staff are working for you, or if they're actually working at all?
You've got to change the way you think in a management sense as well. You have to trust the people you work with. That's the biggest, I think, revolutionary part of this, trust.
Chiat Day trusts its staff either to work at the main workstation, at home, or anywhere else for that matter.
If you hire adults and they know what they're supposed to do and they understand, what the agency is all about, then they perform accordingly. So it's not about a grammar school or kindergarten environment where you have to monitor people and take them to the bathroom. I mean, you just assume that they understand their responsibility to the organization.
The people you manage are also going to have to change their ways of working.
You're not tied to a 9-to-5 existence. You are tied to an existence that you create for yourself. It's all about empowerment and you wanting to do the work and doing it when you want to do it, provided you make the deadline you have to make.
For some, it can be a liberating way of working. But does it work for everyone?
I think the biggest advantage is one of those overused words, empowerment, personal empowerment. People are told, okay, this is the structure. The thing is that don't let it get in the way of doing great work. And then they can do it everywhere they want to do it, and take responsibility for themselves. The biggest disadvantage is to people who are undisciplined and need a structure that tells them where to be and what to do every particular moment. And for those people, they're uncomfortable and they usually go away.
I've got a couple of minutes before the staff meeting. What did you think of that?
Interesting. There's more to empowerment than pushing jobs into someone else's in tray.
Empowerment's about trust. You're asking people to make big decisions, bigger than they've been used to.
But what's the point of empowering someone if, at the end of the day, they screw up?
Well, it's a question of striking the right balance. I mean, sure, mistakes will be made. Things will happen that you don't agree with, but stick to your people, because pretty soon they're going to be making better decisions than you.
How come?
Because they're closer to the problems. They're in a better position to come up with effective solutions.
But if I just let people take their own decisions, where does that leave me? I'm managing myself out of a job.
Well, by letting go of the more day-to-day tasks, you're freeing yourself up to become more creative. Just think what you could achieve for the company if you spent more time thinking about the bigger issues.
So are you ready to empower me then?
Well, faster than you think.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm flying to Mexico tonight. I have to see what's going on there with my own eyes.
Mexico? How long will you be gone?
Well, 2-3 weeks tops.
You sure picked your time, John. What with the launch coming up?
Yeah, I know, but maybe it's not such a bad thing. With me out of the way, you'll be forced to take more responsibility.
How much power will we actually have?
Well, total. You, Mike, Lee, and Harry are going to be the directors of the company. You can do what you like, providing you have the majority of the directors in favor.
So this isn't just an exercise. We have real power to make the big decisions.
Absolutely. Of course, if you want to sell Redware or close it down, I'd appreciate a little phone call. But effectively, yes, you are in charge.
And that's a bit scary.
But Jenny, you're going to have to get used to it. Yeah? Now, when I come back, it's going to be time to select the new MD. One of you, within a month, is going to be running the company anyway.
So it's actually going to happen.
You better believe it. Might be you.
Have you made up your mind already?
Well, what I'm saying is I don't want to leave at such a crucial moment, but I do feel better about going, knowing that you're going to be here.
Well, I'm not in charge.
Only a few more steps to go.
Did you?
What?
I do.
Sorry. Okay, settle down. Thanks all for coming. I have an announcement to make.
We're all getting a rise?
No, not exactly. No, I'm leaving tonight for Mexico.
And you'd like someone to carry your bags?
Well, thanks for the offer, Brenda, but you're all going to be much too busy here while I'm away.
Doing what exactly?
Fulfilling the vision.
Oh, if it's okay with you, I'd prefer to go to Mexico.
Oh, believe me, it's going to be much more fun back here. Now, I'm going to be away the best part of a month in which Redware is going to bring to market our very first palm-top computer application. Lee, you and your team have a fantastic product, a real world beater. And the rest of you are going to tell the marketplace just how good it is.
It's only a piece of code.
Come on, it's more than that. You know that. AS400 is soon going to be used all over the world. Hundreds of thousands of companies and individuals will be using our product. I mean, just think of that. From Osaka to Ontario, people will be using our software to improve their productivity. But only if the launch is right. It's quite a responsibility.
Which is why you're going to Mexico.
Oh, I have to go. It's no secret that Softex is headed for very troubled waters. I mean, profits are down all around, you know. Mexico needs sorting.
But Redware is running at a loss as well.
But that's why we need AS400 to be a real winner. It'll push us back into profit, give Softex a real boost. But, you see, it's not just about money. It's about pride. It's about showing that we can be the best. Now, I believe that all of you, working as a team, can make this launch a tremendous success. Mexico needs my help, and I'm asking you for yours. Time to turn the dream into a reality. I know you can do it. Don't let me down. Thank you.
This is awesome. Just bang.